Hello, I'm Denise Phillips, Women's Officer at Northwood and Ruislip United Synagogue, professional chef and cookery writer. Rosh Hashanah starts the evening of Wednesday the 2nd of October, and I've chosen a very special and appropriate recipe for you this evening. Apple and Date Tahini Cake. Now this is the cake, it's not quite finished and we will do that later, but this is what it looks like. It does include two of the numerous symbolic foods that we enjoy at Rosh Hashanah, apple and dates. Apple and date tahini cake. So, why apples? Apples are symbolic of the Garden of Eden and represent the sweet new year we hope to have. There are three aspects of an apple from which we derive enjoyment: taste, appearance, and smell. These are linked to the three core blessings we would love to receive for the next year: life, children, and sustenance. Another connection at Rosh Hashanah is that we read the Akedah, the binding of Isaac. Isaac's son, Esau, was described as a hunter, smelling of apples, a man of the field. And so, why dates? Dates are one of the 7 species. The word dates in Hebrew means tamarim, which evokes the word tam, meaning to end. And it links to the Yehi Ratzon blessings that we pray that our enemies will be ended. And I'm thinking of Israel. I sincerely hope that the troubles will come to an end very soon. So this cake is, in fact, as I said, it's vegan, and it's thickened with tahini and flavoured with cinnamon and vanilla and studded with chunks of apples. So let's get this together, starting with, this is my tahini, and we're going to mix that together with some sugar. So pouring this into the bowl. I'm going to say you can do this in a mixer, but equally you can do this by hand. This is golden caster sugar. I'm going to just mix this together, the sugar and the tahini, and adding the other ingredients. So we have here, what I want to show you is that what I've done is, with my dates, I've chopped them up and I poured boiling water over this to soften them. And this is the water. I've retained 100 mils of that water. So adding that water together and the other ingredients, we've got apple juice. Let's just mix this all together. I'm going to take a whisk and I'm going to add, and this is plain flour. Let's just mix this all together, getting a lovely mixture. Make sure we've got no lumps. So let's put some effort into this so it's lump free. And the other ingredients, as I said earlier on, we're flavouring this with cinnamon, vanilla extract, and what I need to make it rise is baking powder. Mixing this all together. So you've got a lovely paste, and that will be going into the oven in a lined cake tin. So all the lumps are out. This is my chopped apple, adding the apple, and of course my chopped dates. Mixing that all in together. Let's transfer this. So it's all in, covered and mixed up together. It is now ready to go into a cake tin, and I love these parchment inserts lined with parchment paper. Makes life easy. All you're going to do is transfer this mixture into the cake tin. You could use a loaf tin if you wish, whatever tin you have, that would work, but say do use the parchment paper so it doesn't stick and it's easy to remove. Level off the mixture so it's evenly distributed. Preheat your oven to 180 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's just level that out to the sides. And now that is ready to go into the oven. Okay, just to show you, this is now ready for the oven. And what you need to do is, before it goes in, let me just show you, you're then going to fan apple on top. So I've very carefully sliced, if I just tilt this slightly, you can see how I'm going to cut the apples so you can see that it's nicely fanned, sort of scale pattern. You could go round the sides or you go across. I'm on this circumstances, I'm going across. And I won't finish it all, but just so you can see what I'm doing, I'm going to lift this up to the screen in a minute so you can have another look. It is really easy to do, just overlapping. Get the apples already, peel, I'll say, and then you core them. So that's how this looks. I'm going to move that on. When it comes out of the oven, it looks like this. The finishing touches, as say, this is apricot jam, and I've added a little bit of water, and I'm just going to glaze this to give it a lovely shine right to the very edges. And then I'm going to talk you through why I'm glazing this. I've made apple crisps. I know you can buy them, but these are so easy to do. Slice the apple sideways with the skin on and don't remove the core. And you just pop them in the oven on 180 for about 15 minutes and they just go golden. And it just adds another dimension to your presentation and of course your cake. We've now finished the glazing of the cake. Look how the gorgeous shine, a little bit of apricot jam finishes this off. Let me show you these apple crisps. They look rather cute. We're going to finish those off. Served the stylish way with Denise Phillips recipes. There we go, just a few on that. And adding a little bit of colour, a sprig of mint, just the tiny bit of mint to the top. And there we have our finished apple and date cake. The full recipe is on my website, jewishcookery.com. What I'd like to do now is wish you a very happy and sweet New Year, Leshana Tova. And now I'd like to pass you over to Rabbi Shia Green, share his spiritual message for Rosh Hashanah. Thank you.
Thank you, Denise, for your wonderful culinary creations. And hello, everyone. A parable is told of a king and his child that lived in a place of breathtaking beauty. Go to a far-off land, said the king to the prince. Return with wisdom and experience. But the prince discovered darker allures that extinguished the brightness of his heart. He even forgot the language of his home. When he reappeared at the palace, he portrayed no semblance of royalty. His tongue knew no words. The guards denied him entry. He cried out a wordless cry, a cry that bypassed the guards, the gates, the chambers and the halls, and entered directly into the king's throne room. The king arose, my child has returned. Like the prince, God released all of our souls, our princely souls, into a place far from his embrace, to this world where we would make the world a better place and ourselves into better people. But there are times when we get distracted and lost, eloquent in the language of materialism, but we forget the language of our soul. We turn to God, but we are speechless. However, the soul may lose its words, but never its voice. The voice of the soul on Rosh Hashanah is the cry of the shofar. This Rosh Hashanah, as we arrive in Shul, we grapple with the words of the Machzor and we sing along with the nostalgia of those oh-so-familiar tunes. And may we all find meaning and personal relevance in the words of the prayers, whether we recite them in Hebrew or in English, or whatever language we choose. And we should make an effort that the words we should relate to our own personal lives and our own circumstances. Take a moment to connect to those words, to the feeling behind those words, and to our deepest selves. And may God grant us all a happy, healthy, sweet and prosperous year, a year of peace and tranquility for all. And we especially think of our brothers and sisters in Israel at this time, who are always in our hearts and minds. May the words of King David, the guardian of Israel, neither slumbers nor sleeps, be manifest in a tangible and good way. I wish you all, on behalf of Northwood and Ruislip United Synagogue, Shana Tova U'Metuka, a sweet and good year. Thank you.